Good morning, everyone. Just a couple things. So I've talked to a couple of the students, and they just needed a little bit more instruction on how to cost in your major project. So I thought I'd just go ahead and give you an idea of what you would do in this instance. So I am going to break down an appetizer and cost it for you. And we'll just go through everything and we'll take a look and I'll show you how it's done. And then you will be able to apply that to your own. So I hope you can hear me okay. I got a new mic, so we'll see. Okay, so you'll take one of your appetizers and two of your entrees in which to cost in your major assignment. In this particular one, I'm just going to come up with one as an appetizer, and I will say a quesadilla. Quesadilla. How do I even spell that? Okay, quesadilla. So, in a quesadilla, basically what it is, you're going to write down all the ingredients. I'm going to say this is a chicken quesadilla. And really, this quesadilla, the menu item name is not going to be quesadilla. It's going to be the smoky Gouda chicken quesadilla or something much more appetizing. As far as ingredients are concerned, you're going to write down all the ingredients. Now, I'm just going to come up with a bunch of different amounts. You'll probably have a more accurate recipe that you'll pull from. So you can just go through that. So what I'm going to say is, okay, there's, let's say 6 ounces of chicken, and it's going to be cut up diced chicken. I'm going to say 4 ounces of Gouda, 3 ounces of green peppers. Now this is all probably sliced and chopped up. 3 ounces of onions. What else is on a quesadilla? 1 ounce sour cream on the side. 1 ounce salsa. Red pepper? What am I missing? Yeah, I'll just say red pepper. There might be more than this, okay? So I don't want to get too involved on this kind of ingredients just for this example. So basically what you're going to be doing here is now that you're going to go through and you have to cost every single food item. Now, you only need to do one appetizer and 2 different entrees. I don't need you to do the entire menu. What I need to see is that you know how to do this. And therefore, if you cost an item and get a total cost per entree or per appetizer, you are then able to provide a menu price for it, a proper menu price based on the costing. So I'm going to say chicken, Gouda, green pep, onion, red pep, sour cream. Sorry, I'm just going through it a little quickly because I just want to not waste your time. Okay. So this is a little bit more difficult part where you now need to find out how much this stuff is. So what you'll be doing is that you're pulling up a web page of some sort. So I'm going to pull one in. And what I'm going to do is say chicken. Now, where you pull these recipes from, or the cost from, I should say, it doesn't really matter. Ideally, you want to buy as big as a packed size as possible because it keeps your cost down. So I'm just going to say chicken breast case cost. So for chicken, right? I just want to know how much it is to buy a case of chicken breast. So I want to go through, and I'm looking here, and there's this web restaurant store. This is actually a really great one. It has a lot of the items and a lot of restaurants order it from here. So this might be the one. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go through and I'm going to look for chicken. Now I could probably buy diced chicken, or I can buy frozen chicken fully cooked. It all depends what you're looking for. Now I'm at like a finer dining place. I don't want any kind of frozen, or I don't want any kind of diced up pre-made stuff. So boneless chicken breast right here, 8 ounce split, boneless, skinless chicken breast, 24 in a case, $64.96. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this link, $64.96 for 24 8 ounce chicken breasts. Okay, so $64.96 for 24 times 8 ounce breasts. My serving size is 6 ounces. I'm going to copy and paste that link that I had just to show you that I'm not just making up random numbers, or to show me that you're not making up random numbers. And then I'm going to do the cost per serving. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. So what I could do is just say, okay, what's 24 times 8? That'll tell me how many ounces are in the entire case. And then take the 64.96 and divide it by that number. So actually, that's probably the best way of doing that. So I'm just going to get my calculator here, and I'll show you. So I'll say 24 times 8 is 192. So 192 divided by 64.96 should tell me what am I doing? I think I'm doing that backwards. Sorry. 64.96 divided by 192 will tell me the cost per ounce of chicken. So let's pull that back up. 64.96. Now, if you said $65, whatever, it's 4 cents, it wouldn't be a big deal. Divide by 192 gives me 34 cents per ounce. And then I can say 34 cents times the 6 ounces equals exactly what the chicken would cost. So times that by 6, and that gives me about $2.03. So it costs me about $2.03 worth of chicken. Now we're going to do the same thing for Gouda, for green pepper, for onion, and we have all of these ounces, and the recipes that you'll be finding will mostly give you all of the exact amounts that you need. So yeah, it may take you 10 or 15 minutes to break down one recipe. You know, I just did one very quickly there. What I do want you to think about is when you are finding recipes online or creating your own, that's okay. When you find them online, be careful you're not taking the recipe word for word. So what I say, and some people have asked me, how do I avoid plagiarism when I'm trying to find recipes? Because really, most recipes have been done, or there are 1 million variations of a chicken quesadilla. So what I recommend to all of you is that when you find your recipe, change something. Change the name, change an ingredient, remove an ingredient, add an ingredient, which is then making it your own. Okay? So just be very careful, because what I often do is that I look at your recipes, I search them up online, and if I find the word for word one with all the same ingredients, it's plagiarism and it's a 0 on the entire project. I don't like doing that, but that's my job to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go through, I'm not going to search up all of these. You know what, I will do up Gouda just because that might be a more difficult style of searching. So where am I going here? Let's just see if they have Gouda in this particular store. Gouda cheese. So this web restaurant is actually quite good. So it has a 6-pound block of aged Gouda. Might be too big, but it'll probably work fine. Okay, 6 pounds of Gouda for $75.74. Again, I'll copy this. Put that in here for Gouda. 75, let's just say $76 for 6 pounds. Now, you might need to do some conversion. So I know I'm going to need 4 ounces of cheese. There are 16 ounces in a pound. So what you now need to do is say, okay, so it doesn't matter where you do it. You can do it in the cost and just do it there, or do it over here. 6 pounds times 16 ounces equals 96 ounces. And we are saying $75 divided by 96 equals $0.78 per ounce. It's 0.78, and then I would do the 4 times 0.78, and that would give me a little over $3. $3.12. Okay. Now, that's a very expensive cheese. You know, depending if this is too expensive, you might want to say, okay, I can just do like a mozzarella or a cheddar, and that would be fine. When you think about this, you want to understand that we're also mostly high-end restaurants, or at least like middle-class restaurants. So the cheapest is not necessarily the best way to go. All right. So I'm just going to put in a couple of things here for the rest of these. Let's just say it's 50 cents for onion. 75 cents for 50 cents for green pepper, 75 cents, and sour cream, they're both going to be 25 cents. Right? Sour cream and salsa, not a big deal. You know what? No. Who wants 1 ounce of sour cream? Everyone needs at least 2 of both. Okay. So here we have all of these different amounts of money that this is going to cost us. It might be a little cheap, we'll see. So what I'm going to do is just add them all up. So 2.03, $3.12 for the cheese, 50 cents for the peppers and the onions and the sour cream and the salsa. $7.90 is our subtotal. Now, what we're going to be doing as well is this spice factor. Now, spice factor basically is something that is not really measurable in a recipe. It's going to be, we might use like a little bit of a Cajun spice or a taco seasoning or salt and pepper, that kind of stuff. And it could be a really small amount of garlic or something like that, where you're not going to measure out like a little tiny bit of garlic. So what we're going to do in this instance is that we're just going to add on 10% to the cost. This also helps with some fluctuations because we buy it for this price this week. Next week it might go up or down. We don't really know. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit to the spice factor. So 10% of $7.90 is 79 cents. So I'm just going to put that in there. And then our new total is the combination of both of those, which should be, I should definitely be able to do this in my head, $8 and I don't know why, 69 cents. I'm going to check that. I should not have to do that. $8.69. Okay, so $8.69 to make a quesadilla. What we now have to do is decide on what our menu price is going to be. So what are we going to charge it? Now, if you were to look to the project, I told you in the project that you would have to select one of 3 locations. The Friday Harbor Promenade, the Friday Harbor Beachside, or on the either the nature preserve or on the golf course or in and around like those green spaces. Each of these have a different food cost that they're applying to their items. 28% at the Eagle's Nest or Nature Preserve, 30% or 35%. Okay, so I'm going to say that we're on the promenade. I'm going to say that we're on the beach side because a quesadilla seems like more of a beachside kind of little snack. So what I'm going to do is just go back in here. I know that this price is going to be 30% food cost. So $8.69 should be 30% of the total menu price. So again, I'll grab my calculator. What did I do with it? Calculator. I will say $8.69 divided by 0.30. So that's 30%. And this should tell me that I should charge $28.96 for this item. Expensive, yes. So instead, I'm not going to charge $28.96. I would just say $29 for a quesadilla. Now, some of you might say that is a very expensive quesadilla, and I would have to agree. Now, what you would do here is like once you price out your thing and say, okay, $29 quesadilla, That's my menu price. Now I say, okay, maybe we need to adapt this because I don't think people are going to pay over $20 for a quesadilla, regardless of how nice this beachside restaurant is. So then you'd go through and start changing. So I'd say, okay, it's only going to be 4 ounces of chicken. So then I can go back and say, okay, that's, what's that, $1.32. And then I can say, okay, instead of Gouda, I'm just going to get cheddar. And cheddar is super inexpensive. And cheddar is only going to cost me, let's just say, $1. And I'm gonna take those back. I'm not going to give them 2 ounces anymore. And I'm just going to give them something like this. So now I've just basically taken away 1, 2, 3, almost $4. So now all of a sudden it's $4.90. It's 49 cents was the added on amount there. And this would just be $5.39. If it's only $5.39, I say 539 divided by 0.3, and it's $18. Boom, there we go. $18, much more realistic as far as my quesadilla for this kind of place. That is how you would break down an appetizer cost. For extra marks or just to make this real nice, you can always include a graphic of what the dish would look like. So the smoky Gouda chicken quesadilla, which is now the smoky cheddar chicken quesadilla, you might include a little thing, include all your links so I know you're not plagiarizing or just making it up. Include some of your math in the cost by serving, and there you go. So you only got to do 3 of these. That's worth like a big chunk of your major assignment, and we just did that in 16 minutes. You probably could have done it in 10 if you didn't have to explain everything like I just did. So good luck, and of course, let me know if you have any questions.